If you run a business and you're really shy about being on camera, this video is for you. I'm heavily introverted, and for a majority of my life, I didn't even want to be perceived. I mean that to the point where I was petrified by decision paralysis. I'd obsess over my lighting, my angles, making sure everything was efficient as possible and perfect. But this perfection was holding me back. It was just an excuse not to start, and I can admit that. And then one day I was watching a Hormozy video. You know who Hormozy is. And I wish I knew which one it was. If I can find it, I'll link it. But he said this one quote that really stuck with me. He said, "You can be rich or you can be right." And that was all I needed to hear to hit that X button on that video and get to work. I just have too much experience creating things that no one knows about. And I always knew I'd never be able to work a regular job. The signs were always there. I was never normal, never regular. So I have to start. And if you don't get that quote, you can be rich or you can be right. He's giving this typical advice, and then there's a woman, she's like, but what if, insert whatever doubt she had. And he's like, well, then you're probably right. And boom, right there. That was it. That was it. You can be rich or you can be right. So it's the same thing as whether you think you can or think you can't, you're probably right. And it just goes to believing in yourself and putting out imperfect things. I say all that to say, here are 3 things you can do if you're too shy to be on camera to start putting out imperfect stuff. Because if you never put anything out, nobody's gonna know you exist. So, number 1 and 2 are B-roll. Number 1 is just behind the scenes B-roll. This could be you meeting with people you work with, you just on the computer. This one I do a lot. Just wide of just you working, walking back and forth through hallways, just wherever you're at in your space. The second type of B-roll is just detail shots. And just get you a little table tripod with your phone and just whatever your hands are working on, or just the details of what you worked on. So, for example, let's say you're a massage therapist. You can take a tripod, boom, sit it right by the table, and you just got your hands going across the client's back right at the level where they are, and that camera's just going right by, just seeing your hands, really getting the details of that thing. And then the third option is carousels. Yep, and this is Instagram and TikTok. We put image carousels on Instagram and TikTok just for a little bit of variety. And the way you bring that all together with the B-roll, carousels are pretty easy. And I'll put out a template for that coming up soon. But the B-roll stuff, it's really easy to put together. You mix up just a variation of B-roll shots. You can probably use one long one for majority of your stuff, and you'll just throw some text on top of it using Reels Edits app, talking about Instagram, or the native TikTok editing app, and or you throw a voiceover on top of that, and boom, just like that, you got a 7 to 30 second reel, no effort. So yeah, that's that. You want to start putting out content? No more excuses. I just told you how.